Creating an API in .NET Core with code first approach. So let's begin. Open Visual Studio 2022. Click on create new project. Select ASP.NET Core Web API. Click on next and code first API. Click on next. Here we have two options, .NET Core 3.1 and .NET 6.0. So I am selecting here .NET Core 3.1 and uncheck this configure for HTTPS and click on create. So by default weather forecast controller got created and corresponding for this is the class. So this is a default controller, so I am deleting it. And delete this weather forecast.cs because this is not required. Here I am going to create API for a school. In a school we have a student, so any student record can be create, update, delete, or we can get all the student record. I am creating one controller. So by default it's selected MVC controller. So instead of MVC I have to select the API. Click on API controller. Click on add, name it as student controller.cs, add it. So I added this. Now the next step is add these packages. So I am going to add these two packages. So go to tools, go to NuGet package manager, manage NuGet package, click on browse, click on it, this one, select the project in which you want to install the package and select the version 3.4.1 and install it. Accept. The other package name is Microsoft Entity Framework Core.tools. So these two packages are required in code first approach. Select the version 3.0.1 and install it. Accept. So once it's installed, then this uninstall icon will be enabled. So it's enabled now. So now just close it, and in dependency I can see both the packages has been installed successfully. Now create model for it. So I'm creating one folder model, and within that I'm creating one class. So this class will have all the attribute which table can have. So it's a student table basically. So a student table will have the ID and it have the name, public string. The student can have their own address, and student can have his city, and student can have age also. Public. Now let's create DTO. DTO is nothing but a data transfer object. Create a class. Student DTO. So let's think of the requirement. So the requirement is in API we need only these two properties, name and ID. We do not require address, city and age which exists in the table. So in the DTO what I will do, I will create only these two properties, ID and name. That's it. The advantage of it is, so whenever the data will transfer over the network, then all these property will not be returned. The data size will be reduced. So in DTO we will keep only those properties which is required by the API. So D2 has been created. Now create a data access layer. So create one folder del. In del, what I will do, I will create one class for the school context class. Resolve it. We have DB context options. Here I have to add all the table name. So we have the table student and add here getter and setter. This is done. The last step is to add the connection string in code first approach. To do that, go to app-setting.json and add this connection string. So app-setting.json and add this connection string. So this is my connection. Here data source I have added as local and initial catalog is artisan code first. So currently the name of the database artisan code first. So I can name the database any name. So as per our requirement, I am giving the name of the database as school management. Now the next step is access this connection. So for that, what I have to do, I have to go to startup.cs class and I have to add this. So this, I'm just copying it and going to startup.cs class and accessing it. The name of my connection is my connection. So make sure I have the same, and the context name is school context. So I am naming it as school context and resolve this error by adding the namespace. So that's it. So now my connection string and everything is ready. And now I'm just opening the database. So if I see here, there is no database as of now. So the next step is create the database with the name school management and the table name student with following properties. So for that, what I have to do, go to tools and go to package manager console, type the command add migration, my first migration. So just click on enter. As soon as I click on enter button, then my migration script created. As of now, I could see in my database nothing is there, but if you could see my migration script is ready. There are basically classes got created. One is this one, migration.cs, another one is designer.cs, and another one is school context model snapshot.cs. So all these got created. So I have to execute one simple command, update database as soon as I execute this command, then latest migration script got executed. So let me enter it, and now this is done. So if I go to my database now, I could see school management database got created, and within that, let's see, the table got created, a student table which have the column ID, name, address, city and age, and migration history as well. So my connection string and all those things is working fine.